is HSK9, Radio Thailand World Service, broadcasting from Bangkok for listeners in Asia and the Pacific, the Middle East and Africa, Europe and America. It is now time for our broadcast in English for listeners in Europe.
Sawasdee krap. This is Radio Thailand News Hour. I'm Benjamin Ruchopagan. Making the national headlines. The Royal Thai Embassy in Ankara issues updates on the situation of Thai citizens living in Turkey. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister expresses satisfaction that Thailand ranks 10th in this year's Asia Power Index. Looking at the global scene, 2 German aid organizations suspend rescue operations in quake-hit Turkey, citing security problems and reports of clashes between groups. On the business agenda, the Tourism Authority of Thailand and the provincial office in Trang are hosting a Valentine's Day celebration for Thai and foreign travelers visiting the province. Our feature, Thailand in Perspective, today is called Preserving and Developing Muay Thai as part of Thailand's soft power. We'll now take a look at those top headlines and many more in detail.
National News. Brought to you by Prima Wellness Clinic Bangkok, where the health of you and your family is of prime importance. And
Daisy Learning Garden, the ray of light on Montessori.
And welcome to the Midday News Hour, now live streaming from our Facebook page, Radio Thailand FM 88. First up in national news. The Royal Thai Embassy in Ankara has issued updates on the situation for Thai citizens living in Turkey. The embassy reported that authorities have visited Thais affected by the recent earthquake along the Turkish-Syrian border, distributing supplies as well as assisting them in relocating to safe zones while issuing travel documents to those who have lost their documentation. Currently, the embassy is coordinating with disaster relief teams from Thailand in order to facilitate search and rescue operations. The team is conducting operations in Hatay province and has established a temporary base of operations since February 10th. The embassy is also working with local authorities to return the body of Chaiphum native Chamaipon Homsantia to Thailand. The 28-year-old Thai national was among those killed when the hotel where she worked as a masseuse in Iskendran collapsed. The Thai embassy is meanwhile searching for Wirairat Jannuan, a second Thai woman who has been missing since the earthquake disaster. Authorities are urging anyone with information on her possible whereabouts to contact the embassy as soon as possible. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister has expressed his satisfaction that Thailand ranks 10th in this year's Asia Power Index. Government spokesperson Anucha Burupachaisi said Prime Minister General Prayut Chan-o-cha was pleased to see Thailand's ranking in the 2023 Asia Power Index report published by Lowy Institute, a research institution for inter-country policy in Australia. According to the index, Thailand ranks 10th among the 26 nations and economic zones in Asia with a total score of 18.7 points. The top 9 countries are the United States, China, Japan, India, Russia, Australia, South Korea, Singapore, and Indonesia, respectively. The Asia Power Index, launched by the Lowy Institute in 2018, measures resources and influence to rank the relative powers of states in Asia. The index maps out the existing distribution of power as it stands today and tracks shifts in the balance of power over time. The rankings are based on the calculation of scores from 8 main indicators. These include 1. Economic capability, military capability, resilience, future resources, diplomatic influence, defense networks, military modernization, and finally, cyber capability. The spokesperson said General Prayut expressed his satisfaction and appreciation for the ranking, which demonstrated Thailand's growing confidence on the world stage as a result of various government policies combined with the efforts of all relevant agencies. The Premier also thanked related departments for achieving this milestone and expressed confidence in Thailand's potential to address environmental issues, increase competitiveness, and achieve a balanced approach. Now, the Thai government is reminding employers to renew work permits for foreign workers from Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam by Monday. Deputy Government Spokesperson Traisuli Traisaranakun stated that the Labor Ministry's Department of Employment had urged employers to renew work permits for foreign workers whose permits will expire on February 13, 2023. Employers can submit their request for renewal through the department's website or at employment offices throughout the country so that these workers will be granted permission to continue working in the country for 1 or 2 years. According to the spokesperson, the cabinet previously extended a temporary stay period to workers from Cambodia, Laos, Myanmar, and Vietnam, who were originally permitted to work through February 13th, to stay in the country until May 15th. The extension was approved to allow these workers to submit renewals to continue their stay in Thailand. In addition to permitting renewal documents to be completed and payments to be paid by February 13th, officials have extended the deadline for submitting Certificate of Identity or CI applications for workers from Myanmar in 4 provinces, namely Samut Sakhon, Samut Songkhram, Rayong, and Chonburi until May 13th. The spokesperson stated workers who submit the renewal documents by the deadline will receive a temporary permit document, which can be used instead of a work permit temporarily, to assure their stay in the country. She warned that employers who fail to renew foreign workers' work permits on time will be considered in violation of labor laws. The Ministry of Public Health has announced its readiness to send an Army medical team to Turkey to help with search and rescue efforts. Dr. Norong Apikkunwanit, Deputy Permanent Secretary for Public Health, announced that the Royal Thai Army is sending 17 officers from the Military Medical Emergency Response Team, or MMERT, to join the Thai Urban Search and Rescue, or USAR, team that arrived in Turkey on Friday. The MMERT team will include pediatric orthopedists, surgeons, emergency medical specialists, and internal organ specialists to help with search and rescue operations. The USAR team, made up of 42 rescue workers and 2 sniffer dogs, arrived in Turkey on Friday to assist for 10 days with search and rescue efforts. The Permanent Secretary added that the ministry will also send medical supplies as requested by the Turkish government, and that further discussions will be held to provide additional assistance to the country. Thai citizens in Turkey who require emergency assistance can contact the Thai Embassy in Ankara via its Facebook page or by calling 90-533-641-5698. Once again, that number is 90-533-641-5698. More domestically, the Royal Thai Police have arrested an international drug trafficker wanted in the United Kingdom. Police announced that the arrest of Richard Wakeling took place on Friday at noon on Sukhapiban 5 Road in Sai Mai District. The 54-year-old British national was wanted in the UK for violating the Misuse of Drugs Act and excise duty violations linked to the smuggling of narcotics into the country. The National Crime Agency, or NCA, website indicated that Wakeling attempted to smuggle £8 million worth of liquid methamphetamine into the UK in April 2016. He fled the country in 2018 prior to a trial and was later convicted and sentenced to 11 years in prison. Further investigations revealed that his ring was a major player in the European illicit drugs trade. The NCA, in collaboration with the Attorney General's Office, provided information on Wakeling to the Central Investigation Bureau, or CIB, and Crime Suppression Division, or CSD, who confirmed that he had fled to Thailand and was residing in the seaside town of Hua Hin. After tracking him for some time, authorities intercepted him while he was traveling to meet a friend in Ekamai district of Bangkok. Wakeling has reportedly consented to being extradited to the UK to face his punishment. The successful operation demonstrates the commitment of Thai police to combating international crime. And finally, the State Railway of Thailand, or SRT, has announced a series of one-day trips from Bangkok to Lopburi in the northeast on refurbished diesel-powered trains from Japan. The trips, which will take place on February 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th, will offer tourists the chance to experience a unique blend of history and culture in one of Thailand's oldest cities. The trips will cost $5.99 per person, with only 200 seats available each day. The train will leave Bangkok's Hua Lamphong railway station at 12:15 p.m. and arrive in the historic city of Lopburi at 12:45 p.m., or rather 2:45 p.m. The return trip will start at 8:30 p.m. and end in Bangkok at 11:05 p.m. The trip includes a sightseeing tour to the historic area of Lopburi, as well as cultural performances and light and sound shows. The passenger train carriages, which are part of the Kiha 183 series, were manufactured between 1981 and 1982 and decommissioned in 2017. They were originally used as limited express trains in Hokkaido and have been refurbished at SRT's Maintenance and Repair Center in Bangkok's Makassan area. The trains, which have a maximum speed of 110 kilometers per hour, were developed specifically to withstand the harsh, snowy winters in northern Japan. So these one-day trips are an opportunity for tourists to experience the rich history of Lopburi while riding a piece of Japanese history. And that wraps up the national headlines this midday. Next in Global News.